Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns. Well, it's almost time to get ready for the end of year celebrations, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, and it's time to decorate. In this case, our club has been invited to decorate a Christmas tree for a festival of trees, and the tree is to be auctioned off. The tree is large, and the ornaments that have been specified for this are large. Generally not my style, but this size will harmonize with others. Now, as a size, I made a super robust loop up here. Frankly, I don't like hardware store screw eyes, but and I think that this will go well with the tree, so let's make it. And remember, the Christmas Ornament Challenge that we do annually is coming up also. Remember, November. So let's turn this ornament for this tree.
This will be a large tree ornament. In general, I prefer smaller ornaments, but this is the size that was specified for this event. Many other ornaments will be turned from single pieces of wood. However, I am breaking, or at least stretching, the rules. The central focus of this ornament will be walnut, plus I will hollow this section to lighten the ornament just a little. So, first task for this walnut, after roughing it out, is to cut tenons on both ends so that I can drill it out from either end. My favorite tenon cutter is my skew. Then go ahead and drill it from both ends. In addition, my bit was just a little short of halfway. With most of the wood removed, I adjusted how much the bit is inside the Jacob's chuck to extend the reach just enough. Actually, I should have shortened the spindle since that's what I did just a bit later. This section will be 4 inches long out of 12 inches total planned length. With my skew, I start to shape the section. The profile will be simple without a lot of beads and coves, since this is the larger, focused section. After sanding, I can apply shellac friction polish. Then reverse it in the chuck to clean up the other end. Sand it, and more shellac. Now for the rest of the ornament. This wood appears to be maple. I want a total length of 8 inches. However, this will be split between a top section and a bottom section. This makes the walnut about 2/3 of the total length. The top maple section will be less than 2 inches long. The rest is in the bottom section. However, since this piece is long enough for both, I will turn them both at once. The first task is to create a tenon, but this tenon is in between the two sections. With it being in the middle, it is a bit more difficult to cut. But between a parting tool and a skew with frequent measures, no problem. Then with a tenon at a good size, I can shape the top section. I am keeping it simple. I have already a walnut section for the visual interest. Next, the bottom section, essentially a large finial. With the wood still between centers, the wood is quite stable. Even then, I want to start working from the bottom, allowing a bit to accommodate the center divot. Often, I like some symmetry in a finial. This time, however, it will not be symmetrical. For me, this is skew territory. This gives me a great smooth cut. However, now I want a very tight cove. So out comes my spindle gouge. Sorry, I just had to switch tools. My skew can handle gentle coves, but not this steep one. After sanding, I cut some additional lines to guide my burning wire. Finally, just a quick fine sand before the shellac friction polish. I will separate the two sections at the bandsaw using a clamp to keep the wood from spinning. With the sections separated, I can now use the tenon to finish the tippy top, including a hole to receive a hanging wire. Finally, similar actions with the longer bottom spindle. Since this is a large and heavy ornament, I want a robust wire to hang it with. I have clamped a loop of wire into my chuck. The chuck is serving as a vise. Then twist this loop into a tight twist. But I cannot hang the ornament with this strand of wire. Next is what I usually do for lighter ornaments. I have a transfer punch secured in my chuck. Any dowel or drill bit would serve as well as a mandrel to define the top section. I loop the wire around the mandrel and secure the two ends into a vice grip. After twisting it together by hand, I can trim it to a good length before using CA glue to attach it to the ornament. Well, this larger ornament is finished. I hope it helps the decorated tree sell well in the fundraiser. While not my general taste, it is what was planned to harmonize with the rest of the donated ornaments for the tree. Yes, I like it. Remember that our annual ornament challenge is quickly coming up. Check ornamentchallenge.com for more details, but remember that November is key. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my website because my notifications are more reliable than YouTube's. Please tell your friends about my weekly videos. I appreciate your comments and questions, but please wear your full face shield whenever the lathe is running. That is my best safety tip.